Sanjay Leela Bhansali leaves everyone spellbound every time he comes up with a new project. His last film, Gangubai Kathiawadi, was a huge success at the box office. Recently, at an event, Mr. Bhansali revealed that he was told not to make Gangubai Kathiawadi as it would not appeal to audiences.
People told me Gangubai you should not make because it's a woman-centric film. It's a female protagonist. In India, they do not go to a female subject. I mean, the box office has always never worked. And everything that, and then she's playing a sex worker, and then there is no hero. All the tick marks that you would
Stacked
have
against
otherwise put to understand the audience that you're asking and to understand what the whole scenario is all about. Then I have ticked all the wrong boxes but it worked. I mean, that's the belief. That's what all the content that they're doing, The Crown and all those fabulous series that you make, they're all shockingly different. We've never seen something like this before. So the idea is the filmmaker has to believe, he has to cause the change, let the audience not change you.
Gangubai Kathiawadi tells the tales of a young girl named Ganga who becomes Gangubai, a madam in the red light area of Kamathipura. It is loosely based on the true story of Gangubai Harjivan Das, popularly known as Gangubai Kathiawadi, whose life was documented in the book Mafia Queens of Mumbai, written by S. Hussain Zaidi. Bhansali's next project is Hira Mandi, by which he would be making his OTT debut. Talking about the project, he said,
I think once you connect with the characters, once you connect with what his idea was of those great courtesans who lived like queens, they had the Nawabs at their beck and call, at their feet, they had politicians, the British officers, they had lived, and they were artists, they were singers, they were dancers, they were, what is the right pronunciation? Connoisseurs of good poetry and art, and so they were women that I would have liked to meet in real life. Now courtesans don't exist anymore. With the partition and the independence and all, the Nawabs went, the monies went. So you don't get to see. So what would they be like? So that living with them for 14 years in my mind, I have made most of my films which have lived 8 years, 10 years in my mind. I would start and then I would go and make Bajirao, Devdas, all have been for a long time. And this one was for 14 years in my mind, it was there, and they never went out of my mind. So how do we give it that dignity of a world that I have not seen? How do I imagine the place which I have not seen? How do I make them act or treat, or what do I do? And then I felt that this is one idea that's going to let my imagination loose. Most of the time while I'm talking to you, I'm seeing something else behind you and in front of you and around you. So most of the time I'm not really seeing things as they are. So here I had a chance to now completely take off. So I think I've lived by making a song. I started making a tumri first because I do my own music and I liked what I made. So I said, I think now the energies are telling me I'm on the right path. And then I cast these beautiful women, Manisha Koirala and Sonakshi and Aditi and Richa Chadda, and all these things started falling into place. We got a wonderful costume team and art direction, and I think kind of joy I had creating a world which I had not seen, but it had to look real, it had to feel real. Their angst, it was just not the dressing around that they were living in. There was angst. Each one had a story to tell, and we found each story, we found each one's angst and anguish, and yet they were always disguising those emotions, they were always playing up to the gallery, but heart inside all broken. So these were characters that I flourish with, I come alive with, because I am like those heartbroken, devastated person, and then you want to create something and you live, and we are special people, we are children of a lesser God, and therefore to find those characters around and to tell a story, I mean, and it took 1.5 years to write, create everything. But I feel this one is very special. It has come from deep down.
The series explores the cultural reality of Hira Mandi, a dazzling district, through the stories of courtesans and their patrons set against the tumultuous backdrop of the Indian freedom struggle of the 1940s.